Welcome everybody to Indivisible Text Ledge Live. It is February 1st, 2021, and we are super excited to be with you tonight after the governor gave his State of the State address. So we're going to highlight that information where you can find it so you can see what was provided within that address. And we also want to give a special notice and shout out to Black History Month starts today, the month of February. We want to encourage everybody to use this month to really reflect and to help support and celebrate the amazing work and people in our community and really celebrating just the beauty of the Black community, Black excellence, and really helping elevate anything that we can help improve and solve for our Black neighbors, family, friends. There's a great opportunity this month to really put a lot of focus on our amazing Black members of our community in Texas and within our own local communities. And so we highly encourage everyone to do that in any way they can this month, and not only this month, all the time. So let's jump into our newsletter. That was sent out to everybody yesterday. A big shout out to Marika Leahy for sending that out. And we are going to jump into that by going to our website first so that you can see where it's at. Now, of course, we want everybody to know that they can get this directly in their inbox by joining our mailing list. This is located on our website. It's also, there's a link on our post. And what you'll do, you'll go to the home drop-down menu here, and you will see the option newsletters. And so within newsletters, we're accumulating all of our newsletters. You can click on newsletters and it'll pull up this PDF. So let's zoom in here a little bit so everybody can see. And can you believe it? We are already in month 2 of our 5-month legislative session. The Texas Legislature lasts 140 days from January to the end of May. And we are now in month 2 of 5. So this goes by fast. There's a lot of things that happen. And really, we're still just getting started. And so we want everyone to stay tuned in. We are also organizing visits to state representatives and state senators. And so if you want to join Indivisible Text Ledge and be a part of the groups that we are organizing for this effort, you can click on this link here in our newsletter and you can fill out this form, and we'll be reaching out to people who live in similar areas and districts so that they can get connected and be a part of these visits that we are planning. So we love your support within that space. Item number 1 is watching Governor Greg Abbott's State of the State today. That happened at 7 o'clock. If you missed it, that's no problem. It is available. We mentioned Scott Braddock's tweet here that has the list of information. But within our post, we have the governor's webpage that has the information about the State of the State address. And within this is the station listing. So if you go to the social media sites or websites, a lot of these news stations have the State of the State listed within their website or social media. And so you can still catch this if you've missed it. And it's great to be informed around what the governor is trying to prioritize. Even if it may not align with our specific priorities, it lets us know where he may be putting emphasis on. And we'll have more information breaking down what he shared, as well as highlighting news around that later this week. But it's a great chance for you to check that out. Item number 2, providing verbal or written testimony on redistricting. That is still going until February 27th. We highlighted this in last week's call to action and newsletter, and we want to keep emphasizing this opportunity for everybody. And so you can go to sign up for the hearings and the dates to see the schedule that they have and the focus that will be for those particular hearings. And then you can also visit the League of Women's Voters Testimony Guide, a great resource to prepare you for organizing your thoughts together. We highly encourage you visiting their site And you can also visit the Texas Senate site to submit your testimony in writing. You don't have to give it over the broadcast or during the committee hearing. You can submit it in writing. And then lastly, you can get more information on redistricting. BrennanCenter.org has some great information on redistricting that you can check out why it matters. So we highly encourage people visiting this content. The Texas redistricting process. You can also visit this site that has some great information. And then the League of Women's Voters Redistricting Toolbox also has a great list of information and resources. And so for some people, they may be wondering, redistricting doesn't seem like something that, based on the history or maybe based on what you're hearing, that they're going to listen to us and that we're going to be able to help influence them. And it is really key, because even if that feeling is something that you're thinking right now, what we have seen over the history of redistricting in Texas is that it usually goes to court cases based on certain maps or based on certain decisions. And one of the key things that they can have in that court case, whenever that is being heard, is, did you hear from Texans? What were Texans telling you? And what kind of information was put on public record? And so everyone giving testimony, whether through the committee hearing or written, is a great opportunity for us to build that catalog of information that we're providing to legislators, that we're providing to the entire legislature. And if they completely ignored or they completely go in a different direction, then this is some evidence that that can be provided within that space. And so it's important for us to get things on record so that we can continue to challenge if we feel that the mapping, the redistricting process became unfair and impacted certain communities in a negative way. So there's a lot of great organizations doing work in this, All on the Line, League of Women Voters in Texas, Fair Maps Texas, and TAG, Texans Against Gerrymandering, as well as a whole host of other organizations. We're going to continue to try to highlight as we go through this process. One key thing is that we did get information about the census data is going to be delayed, and the census data that the states need to be able to start redrawing their maps may be delivered to them as late as the end of July. And so that pretty much guarantees we're going to have a special session around redistricting. And so these hearings we're having now, we want to make sure we're utilizing that, but we also want to keep advocating for our legislators to continue to hear from Texans. And so a lot of great details we'll be highlighting around that and some of the calls to action. Let's keep going through our newsletter. Number 3 we have on our newsletter is, if you have the time to attend the ACLU of Texas Legislative Preview event. There's a couple of events this week and next week, and these are Zoom registrations that you can fill out. And that way you can get the link to attend those particular events. And they're really going to be doing a great job of highlighting, the different areas that they'll be focusing on and what to expect, so they can call advocates for the rights of Texans. And so the ACLU of Texas is going to be providing this information, and we highly encourage people attending that. And then lastly, fill out a survey for the 19th News. So this is an opportunity for us to continue to build the capacity around information and just the infrastructure of information for Texans when it comes to the state legislature. And so the 19th is doing the survey. We encourage everyone to fill this out so that they are informed around what we need to be focusing on and where they can allocate resources. And so a great opportunity to give some feedback. As always, it's not too late to join us. If you want to be a part of Indivisible Text Ledge, we have an amazing group of organizers that have come together. Our communication network is over multiple platforms, our mailing list, social media, and other platforms that we utilize to get calls to action out and information out to Texans. And currently we have almost about 70 different organizers within Texas under Indivisible Text Ledge that are focused on doing research and all sorts of work so that we are able to collaborate with advocacy partners and get the information to Texans and rally Texans around key actions. And so if you want to get involved and do some of the work with us, identify a role that would work for you, fill out our join us form. We'd love to have more and more Texans involved in this as we continue to build our capacity and as well as to build the connections and relationships between all of the amazing work that's happening in Texas. And so that opportunity is always available for you to join us if you are interested. And you can help out with an issue huddle, communications, mobilization, or behind the scenes, wherever your passion and interests are. We're pretty sure we can find a place for you that will, help you feel like you're making the contributions that you really care about, and we are able to advocate for solutions for Texans. And so within our issue huddles, you can see all the different huddles that we have: criminal justice, democracy, disability justice, education, environment, healthcare, immigration, LGBTQIA+, and reproductive rights. And you can click on these to get more information about these huddles. And so definitely check it out to see if it's of interest to you. Continue to share information with your family and friends. We are still in this kind of ramp up time, preparation time for a lot of key things for the state legislature. The Senate committees have been established. The redistricting committee is already having those hearings. The House committees are really going to start getting rolling here pretty soon. And so that's really going to start giving us the insight around the bills that are going to start moving along through the committee process. And so as we continue to prepare to talk to legislators, to inform them where our priorities are and where we want to see solutions, we'll continue to update how people can get involved as things move within the legislative session. Thank you so much for joining us. Make sure and join our mailing list if you're not already on it. Let's take action this week, Texas, and let's keep making a better and brighter future for Texas.